I'm just going to take y'all around and give you kind of a quick garden tour. Since I actually missed last month, so this will be pretty much the July-August garden tour. It's just been so hot that it's been really hard to get outside and do much, especially with the temperatures being way over 100 degrees. It's been miserable. And now that I actually have a moment to get out here, the wind decides to start really picking up bad. So just kind of a quick update though on a couple of our goats. Remember these two guys here? Milk Dud and Maverick. So they actually went to a pet home. They are being spoiled rotten. They're getting to live in the house and they are just having the life. So it's a good thing that we were able to find them homes instead of them going to freezer camp. Alright, on to the garden tour. So bed 1 is actually starting to flourish, as you can tell. We have our tomatoes. These are some Roma tomatoes that are actually growing really well. I am quite impressed on how well these are growing. And then finally our cucumbers have decided they're going to actually start growing, as well as our green beans. And I just noticed you have a little baby green bean. See right there? You can see everything looks really good. Our basil is doing amazing back there. It is just growing so well. We did have some carrots over here that I have already picked. They wasn't very big. Still got one little lone carrot. And some grass and weeds kind of sneaking in here. Bed 2 is just a monster right now. The tomatoes are taking over. As you can tell, we don't have any current tomatoes on the plants right now. And that has been because of the heat. The tomatoes that we have, when they get over a certain temperature, they won't set any fruit. But I have noticed that we're starting to get flowers back again. So that is an awesome thing. And then my poor trellis. See, I've had it all tied up here. If I can back up a little bit. There you go. So it's been tied up here and they all started breaking on me. And so that's why my poor plants are just kind of hanging everywhere at this point. Which is really sad. And like I said, it's been so hot I haven't been able to really get out and do much with them. And then our poor pepper plants. Oh my gosh, look at these things. Lots of flower buds, but I don't know if you could see the ants. These ants are taking over everything in our garden. There's some right there. See right back in there? They're destroying everything. And so we lost a pepper because of them. Which really irritates me because these pepper plants were doing so great. And we have sprayed, we put things on them, and they're just taking over. So I'm afraid we're probably going to have to end up pulling these out. Because I don't know if I can get really close up for y'all. No. They're just horrible. Our basil's doing really great. We got several deals of basil, and then our sage back there in the corner is doing really great. And some more zucchini that is finally deciding it's going to start growing. It was so tiny for the longest time. Now it's really taken off. Hopefully some more zucchini soon.
That's fine.
Now over here for bed 3, we did have some tomatoes right through here. But they died on us. Which I'll explain here why in a little bit. But the basil in this plant and then our other peppers are doing really great. And then we got that one zucchini that's left, but I just don't think it's going to be surviving much longer. As you can see, there's not really any zucchini actually starting to pop up. Oh, there's a little one right back there, but honestly don't know if I'm going to save the plant just for that one. And then our anise and hyssop, it's looking really good. It's actually surviving. The thyme that's right here, it's hard to say if it's going to survive or not. But these little spot here that where we had those tomatoes, we're going to be adding more nutrients and kind of till it and work it in a little more and start getting on our fall garden. Not 100% sure what I'm going to actually be putting in here. Still discussing that one. As you can see, we still have not done anything with this bed. This is just going to end up being on for a fall bed. Now we had this part tilled up and had a bunch of pumpkins and sunflowers planted, but they died. Which was really hard because we actually had them growing really, really good. So our peach tree, or whatever this is looking really good. I mean, everything is really growing. Some of these are getting really, really big, like this in here. It's just going to be really great. I'm hoping here within the next few months, actually the next few weeks, that they're going to start actually ripening. And so we can actually be 100% sure of what we've got there. So unfortunately, it looks like our red raspberries, though, are kind of starting to dwindle down. As you can see, we didn't get a huge harvest because this is their first year growing. But we did get some. I mean, we still got some more here. And then we've got some new canes that have decided to start sprouting. But like most of this one, there's really nothing left on it. So once this all dies out, what we will do is we will harvest all these leaves and dry them. Because we do give these to our goats and our rabbits when they're pregnant. And then we got a few more canes back there that's popping up. And our watermelon is not looking too bad. It did kind of shrivel up for a few days, like a couple weeks ago, because of this heat. But it does look like it's trying to bounce back, which is really great. Then our strawberries are hanging in there. I mean, they've given us a little harvest, not much. I don't expect much of a harvest until next year. But they're hanging in there, which has been kind of surprising, especially with the heat that we've had. And then I don't remember if I had showed y'all the water system that I've got hooked up here for this. So there is the water right there and the line, and it literally just runs there, down, and around where I have it capped down here. And then each one of these just goes into each little tub. Do not have anything in this tub, I mean this bucket, or these two yet. Parsley is doing really, really great. The few carrots we had come up here were doing great until some cutworms decided they wanted to eat on them. Kind of what's been going on with this, and plus some grasshoppers. And some more basil. These are our black beans that I was going to give a try this year. I didn't get a chance to plant them last year. So we will see how well they do. Poor things, though, have been getting really chewed up. It's really sad to see that. So I know it's not much of a garden tour because there has been a lot of things that have been ripped out, a lot of things that have died. And one of the reasons a lot of this died is where we're living at, we run off of irrigation water to water our plants. The thing is, if they have any kind of like heavy flooding or heavy rains north of us, which is like up in Cedar, so like 40 miles north of us, then they shut our irrigation water off. And because we've been still having 110, 112 degree temperatures, they've been flooding up in Cedar. They shut our irrigation off. We almost lost our entire garden last week. It was really, really irritating because, you know, normally we can go 3-4 days is pushing it, you know, with no water for our plants. but a week. We did lose some plants. Like I said, we lost those tomatoes. We had a bunch of stuff just kind of stop growing, and it was really, really irritating. It really pissed us all off that they let the water stay off for that long. Normally it's only like 3 days, but this time they just left it off. And enough people in town complained before they turned it back on. So we did lose, like I said, we did lose some things. I'm hoping that as we get closer to September that these temperatures are going to start dropping and we could get more fall crops in the garden and actually have a really good fall garden this year. But we'll see. One thing I'm going to show y'all though before I sign off is something that me and my little boy have been working on. I'm sure you kind of caught a glimpse of it just a few minutes ago, but I just kind of want to show y'all real quick. So something I like to do around Halloween time is I like to make my own Halloween decorations. And my little boy has really started showing some interest in it, and so we decided that this year he was going to help. And so we've been working on this pumpkin creature, or the pumpkin head man as he calls him. So it's still, I mean, you can still tell it's a major work in progress. It's going to take, you know, several more days to even get close enough to start painting this guy. But I can kind of show you glimpses, you know, over the next week or so as we get this guy going. And him plus some others will be ready for Halloween. Well, thanks for stopping by and kind of just joining us on this short little tour this evening. As you could tell and probably heard, we've got babies screaming in the background. They are wanting their bottles. And I gotta get to milking. Well, y'all have a good evening and I will talk to you later. Bye.